and welcome to my April TBR. If you saw my March wrap up, you'll know that I did the same thing this year as I did last year due to my travelling commitments, where I've ended March early and begun April early. So April's going to be a slightly longer reading month, but I will be traveling and here, there and everywhere and jet lagged and what have you for most of the month, so it's quite a loose TBR this month. I'm going to begin with the leftovers from my March TBR but that are April releases, which by the time you're watching this I am hoping to have already read and finished, because I'm hoping to get some read whilst I'm flying / waiting around in airports. Always a good time to read as long as you're not feeling travel sick. So I want to read Sleep by C.L. Taylor. This is her thriller that comes out on the 4th of April in the UK and her first hardback release. So very excited that I will be in the UK on the 4th of April so I can get my hands on that hardback. Excited to read it too. Then I have A View to a Kilt by Wendy Holden, which also comes out in the UK on the 4th of April. I'm on a blog tour for this one on, I think, either the 10th or the 11th of April. My blog is always linked in the description box below if you want to go and have a look at my review for that one once it is up. Then also on the 4th of April, The Rosie Result by Graeme Simsion is published. Now I do have a Kindle copy of this one. The reason I'm not showing you any of these is because I have them all on my Kindle from NetGalley. However, I have really enjoyed doing the rest of this series. This is the third book in his Rosie Project series following Don Tillman, and I've done the other two on audio, so I'm tempted to wait and do it on audio on the 4th of April so I can get my review out, but we'll see. By the time this video goes up, hopefully I'll know which I'll have done. And then I have Wildflower Park Part 4, the final part in the Wildflower Park series by Bella Osborne. This is coming out as a bind-up of all 4 little novellas, I believe either at the end of May or beginning of June. And Part 4 comes out in the UK on the 29th of April. I have read parts 1 to 3 on an aeroplane so far, so I've kind of purposely left this one to read on my plane over to the UK / in Denver Airport, because I started one of them in Denver Airport. So it's kind of tradition with this one, but I'm so excited to see the end of this series. And then another one I have on my Kindle that is released in April is The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary. And that is out on the 18th of April. I heard a lot of hype about this after some of my lovely UK blogger friends went to an evening where they got to hear all about it and find out all the information about it, and people said that it looked amazing. So those people who have read it so far have said that I'll really enjoy it, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. I have it on my Kindle ready to go, and of course I will be reviewing it on my blog. Then I have a couple of May releases which I may get to in April. I'm popping them on the TBR here because I'm very excited to read them both, and so if I get to them in April I will be very happy. The first one is out on the 16th of May in the UK, and that is the new Paige Toon novel, If You Could Go Anywhere. I reviewed Paige Toon's new release last year here on the channel, so I will leave it linked up here if you want to know my thoughts on that one. I'm excited to read this one. Always love a new Paige Toon novel. And then another author who is definitely an auto-read author for me, and that is Heidi Swain. Her new novel, Poppy's Recipe for Life, comes out on the 30th of May in the UK. So again, I'm really hoping to read this one. I can't remember, I believe I may be on the blog tour for this one as well, but I just want to read it now because I'm so excited, and I do love the cover for this one as well. If I have already posted it, I will leave the link to my April TBR blog post below so you can go and take a look at some of the glorious covers for all of these books that I'm talking about. And then I have a buddy read and a couple of audiobooks that I'm going to put on the TBR as well. So the first audiobook is I Invited Her In by Adele Parks. This came out in the UK a little while ago. I made a vlog almost this time last year talking about an evening that I went to with thriller novelists, including C.L. Taylor and Adele Parks, and she talked about her new novel there, and they had some very, very early proof copies there as well. I wasn't lucky enough, unfortunately, to win one, but it means I can now listen to it on audiobook. So I'm hoping to get that listened to. And then I have a couple of Book of the Month Club books that I would like to read. I have the Book of Essie by Meghan Maclean Weir, which I was excited to order when I got my very first Book of the Month Club box, and I was excited to read it, and I just haven't managed to fit it into my reading schedule. So I do have an audiobook copy of this one out from the library, so I'm hoping that at some point on my travels I will get a chance to listen to it, and then I can knock this one off my shelf, off my TBR shelf, because I've heard really good things about it and I definitely want to read it. If you have the non-Book of the Month Club copy, this is like holographic and it shimmers, but I don't mind having this copy, it's fine. And then another Book of the Month Club pick, which I'm doing as a buddy read with my lovely friend Jenna this month, because it's been too long since we did a buddy read together, and that is A Woman Is No Man by Etaf Rum. And this one, again, everybody I have seen reading this one has been loving it. They say that you need tissues, so I think it's probably quite good that I'm doing this as a buddy read with a friend, so we can kind of weep together. But I'm very excited to read it, and again, it's a Book of the Month Club pick, and so I am looking forward to kind of knocking it off my shelf, because I feel like I order these and then unless I end up getting them before they're published, I then let them sit on my shelf for a little while. So buddy reading this one. And then another one which I have on audiobook from the library, but I also have a physical copy from the library too. Whether by the time this video goes up I will still have it, I don't know. They might have called it back to the library because I had it for too long. This is one that definitely Instagram made me do it, and it is American Pop by Snowden Wright. You can see the first name on the spine and then most of the second name on the front, since they've covered them up with library stickers. And I do have an audiobook copy of this one. I've seen, again, lots and lots and lots of people talking about it on Instagram, loving this book. I love the cover, that's what kind of stuck out on Instagram to me. And so I immediately put a hold on the library book and the audiobook, and they kind of both came at once. So there we go. That is definitely an audiobook which is on my TBR, because if I feel ill when I'm on the plane, I can listen to audiobooks. That does not make me feel any more ill. So there we have my quite small and flexible April TBR. The only ones that I definitely know I want to get to this month are those April releases that I talked about at the beginning, most of which are on my Kindle, which is very conducive to travel. And then a few May releases which are also on my Kindle, and then some audiobooks that I would like to get to. So please let me know in the comments, if you would like me to make a video on my thoughts on any of those books, if any of them kind of tickle your fancy there and you want to hear my review, or if you have read any of them and think that I should definitely start with one in particular. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed so that my next video lands in your subscription feed. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I will be back with another video back in this location very soon. So I will see you then. Bye.